Beautiful, breathful day, everyone. Welcome. Um, some newlyweds. Beautiful day, everybody. Grand day. Beautiful couple. Beautiful couple over there. Grand day. So, announcement. Chicago has been scalar layered. If you didn't get the memo, whoever sent in Chicago, I didn't download the images. My assistant, they scalar layered it, but they did a really great job of providing what I was asking for. How they were very detailed in the screenshots of the map. And you guys can do the same thing with your country or region. Now I'm not just doing town, okay? I want a huge region, state. It has to be bigger than a town. Someone right now is doing Northwest Australia, or NWS. That could be totally something different. But they're sending over 20 plus photos, so they're doing their job, and they're sending it to us. Please do. I live here. So many people. Yeah. Chicago is now scalar layered. From August 4th. We put it on August 4th, so we place the same biodimensional blueprint over Chicago. Not this picture, but detailed pictures of Chicago from maps. And this started with Florida. We started with Florida, and now I'm opening the doors for people also doing their water towers as well. The DC water supply, by the way, is also scalar layered right now. So I just want to note that if you live in DC or if you have family and live in DC, I don't know. I am honestly not expecting anything. But what's very peculiar is Florida just released a new law with loud music. So, as they're saying, it's an unsettling experience when you're walking around and then you're hearing that loud, random music that is not of harmony, right? So now they passed a law where if you have a car and it's overbearingly loud, you can literally get pulled over for that, and you get a fine. I think the fine is about $110, but I'm wondering if putting Florida on the scalar, is this like another effect of harmony in a sense? I don't know, but it is very peculiar because it happened right after we placed Florida on the scale. It's not just Miami, it's all of Florida. All of Florida just passed the new loud music law. So if your vehicle is bumping loud music, the cops will literally pull you over for that. So now they are pushing people to be more quiet and getting people to be more, I guess, respectful of others in a sense with music. And think about it like this. There's less noise pollution in the coming times when, as soon as this law gets embedded into the masses, if you will. But there's going to be less noise pollution. And with less noise pollution, what does that do for an environment? Especially if it's disharmonious pollution in terms of noise and frequencies. Vehicles used for business means No, not everyone is in private law. Not everyone is private. So they have every right to literally pull you over. Literally every right. Damn, bro, no more blasting mantras out my window. Yeah. That. Hey, but there's something in silence. I mean, in the aspect of less noise pollution, then there's more earthly sounds that has full expression and less suppression, if you will. That's how I personally look at it. So I guess it's a good and bad thing in a way, because at the same time it kind of, listen, it's not that it's passing a law saying you can't play music. You can play music, but it can't be overbearingly loud. That's the main law. That's all it is. So let's see how Chicago reacts after placing all of Chicago on the scalar. And by the way, if you sub a farm in any of these places that are on the scalar, it's going to amplify even more if you still send in pictures, because now you're getting more detailed to the plane, right? You're getting way more detailed down to the T. So if you're new to my page and you don't know anything about Scalar, so what we've been doing for the past 2 years now, we've been placing people and even cars. When we place cars onto the scalar, we see better fuelage, mild fuelage, and you're literally turning your car into a sucker punch. A sucker punch is literally a tool that is used to break up chemtrails, etc. Exactly, yeah, there is no silence. That's why I said earthly sounds. There's no sounds. The waves are always going to make noise. It's different resonance and intensity, but it's always going to have a sound, right? Okay, there we go. The waves are always going to be blasting music. Yeah. I could understand that. Guys, if you have any questions about Scalar, let me know. So going back to introducing what Scalar is. Scalar is your thoughts, your auric field. Scalar is literally all around you. Scalar is a zero point from which everything comes from. Literally. You can call it a divine meeting point. You can call it divine origin because it's even faster than light. It's been proven to be faster than light. And sound in itself. Scalar is also an ancient practice and knowledge. The fact that pyramids themselves gives you more access to scalar energy, shows that our ancient ancestors knew about scalar, and also different shapes all the way down to the egg. I just posted about the egg. Yeah, so the architecture from ancient times were very scalar intentional, if you will. Down to the torus, down to... So this is a scalar connection to life as we perceive it. So I'm going to get into way more detailed, and this is just one part, but I'm going to get into more detailed into the sun breathing journey. Next week, actually, we'll be talking about that, because everyone is saying, oh, the world is spinning a lot faster, etc., etc. It's not just the world spinning a lot faster. What about the sun? I know that they're saying it's spinning a lot faster. And in my opinion, it's just a lot faster points of meeting time to really activate and really take advantage of what Earth is providing you. And who can't sustain on this vibration as it intensifies? I'm not even going to say increase, but intensifies the shed. It's just shedding. That's really what's going to be happening. So definitely check out this post on my page. I also want to give you a sneak peek into the algorithm of life. So with what you're seeing here is different frequencies being applied to water plasma, and the continuous connectivities that they're seeing within water plasma, no matter what frequency is being applied and what it's going through, or even down to the different types of frequency and the different densities, keyword densities. So the reason why they go through hertz, kilohertz, megahertz, gigahertz, and terahertz, and photon hertz frequencies, the reason why they go through all of them, because they're literally checking the similar meeting points of the densities of the Hertzian waves, and the frequency band. So take all this in, because this is literally imprinting and giving more life into the aspect of the energy around us, that we don't live in an invisible spectrum. We live in a band of frequencies. We live in a band of light. We live in a band of different dimensions of reality, moving back and forth. Yeah, that's one of the ways to make it. You know, if you really think about it, if the Earth is really spinning a lot faster, well, you can take it either way. You can take it. Honestly, I feel like the sun is spinning a lot faster. That's just my opinion. But as the sun is spinning a lot faster, as we're seeing more fires more than ever, places are getting more hot more than ever, the intensity of the sun is increasing. But not just the intensity of the sun, the intensity of all life forms are increasing. If you're in a degrading factor, more mucus buildup, and I'm talking about excess mucus, more mucus buildup, more calcified bone tissue, etc., etc. I'm going to give it till 2024. Till 2024. Unfortunately, but fortunately, I'm even going to put, there's videos of little kids like lighting up light bulbs and different things. We're going to see a lot of abnormalities that we haven't seen before. But they're not anything new under the sun. Literally. Everything that is coming to the forefront, it's in Sumerian texts, it's in the Quran, it's in the Bible, it's in Egyptian texts. It's just all coming together, back and forth, back and forth. Even weather modification. You said weather modification. A lot of people think weather modification is built by the government, etc., etc. But it's also ancient practices. Did you know there are shamans out there that farmers or even countries will pay the shaman to fly out, and they say like, hey, can you make it rain today? Just make it rain. We'll pay you thousands of dollars if you can just make it rain. Yes, there are shamans that get salaries that will fly out to different places and literally make it rain. So weather modification is nothing new. It's nothing new. and some of these quote unquote shamans or indigenous tribe leaders, you know, some of them use copper devices, some of them use crystals, etc. You know, it's nothing new. It's nothing new. And then we see Western technology using Scalar to then shift the weather to how they like, right? And the algorithm of life. Scalar shows us the algorithm of life. Going back to what I was saying. Yes, there is no inside or outside. That's the exact same point I was making in the sun breathing journey, when people noticed that I could break away clouds or whatever, etc. I could care less about teaching the aspect of aerokinesis and breaking up clouds, etc. Like my mentor said, would you rather make fire with your hands or heal a tumor? Right? Because he showed me, look at all these people who can make fire with their hands in China, going around, etc. Look at their body composition. You think they're really taking care of themselves? No. And some of them unfortunately die a lot faster, because it takes energy to create the things that they create, to give a spectacle or etc., etc. Right? It takes energy. So instead of putting out energy, why don't you learn to recycle it to the point where things like moving clouds, breaking up clouds, affecting the wind, etc. is a byproduct. It's the same thing with focusing more on the journey than the destination. It's all byproducts. Right back to you, Zen Atman. We got a legend in here. I'm always going to be calling you out. I'm always going to be calling you out. If you got time, if anybody wants to hop on live, you're more than welcome to. Just stick with the topic, Scalar. Thank you for the badge, love. Be water. No, I'm not gonna stop, brother. I'm gonna give you your flowers while you're here. And this is being real, because your content over the time, all the way in high school, has helped me a lot. So for those that are just joining, I want to repeat and give you some info of how you can scalar layer your own town, country, state, or water towers. So we're also eyeing water towers. And just because we're scalaring the whole town, listen, there is no such thing as too much good or even too much bad. I mean, however you want to perceive that, but energy is energy. Just like the sun is increasing its intensity and the spin, in my opinion, the sun is spinning a lot faster. Its spin, just like that video going around with the moon. Some people actually say that's CGI. It actually may be CGI. But until we see it with our own two eyes, I don't believe or trust things of that nature until I see it with my own two eyes in that sense. And I have friends that live around that same area where they say that happened and they didn't really see anything. But we'll see. We'll see. That should not be a one-time type of thing. If the Earth or the Sun is quote-unquote spinning a lot faster, you're going to see a lot of oh snap. We got a black helicopter. Greetings. Someone goes, global warming is a lie. Well, lie or not, let's focus on what we can do, right? I like to focus on what we can do, more than theories, more than what ifs. It's that in itself takes so much energy. Trust me, I used to be down that rabbit hole. And then I said, okay, how is this applying to my real everyday life in this exact moment in time? Oh snap, he's coming up. He's popping in. The man, the myth, the legend.
I'm eating some popcorn right now because I'm enjoying the show.
Honored, brother. Honored to have you on here.
Mm. You have taught me way more than I could ever taught you. I'm sorry for
No,
talking with my mouth
no,
full, but
no, 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 no. You taught me a lot. You taught me a lot. I just want you to know that.
no, that's okay.
I don't think it's
There's
more or less.
it's
It's just an even symbiosis effect, you know.
mhm.
And I thank you for being part of my journey.
Man, thank you for having me on the show. Um, I'm try I'm trying not to cheese out right now because I can feel you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, brother.
Here, let me settle down. If you don't know, it says if you look right there, it says I think my name's on there. Right. And drink from it.
Yeah, guys. So this is
We all drink from the same well. We all drink from the same spring. We drink from the same water fountain.
yeah, guys. So if you guys are not familiar, this is the legend, the myth. Well, no myth.
Ah,
He's real. Zen Atman. You can find him on YouTube. Beautiful in depth videos.
we go deep. We go deep.
We go real deep. Yes.
We dig into it.
Yeah, and it's
So
also
I
you don't just go deep, but you're just like me. You also apply the practicality as well.
mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people don't get that part. That there's just because I'm up at like what is it 8 a.m. I don't know what is it like 8. I don't even know what time it is. I just woke up. I opened my windows, let a little sunlight in, and I open up my and can you smell that? Can you smell that? Is that breathing practice? Oh, that one got a little. That's a little dirty over here. We'll get that one clean. Yeah. Just because they don't see me do that, because I don't do it online like that. It's very simple to do. All you have to do is go clean. Here's how to clean your head out. Release all of your tension. Breathe out first. Give up everything you think you are. And as soon as you think you've given up everything, give up a little more. And then allow for everything to influence you, like to come back into you. And then suck on your teeth and grab this shit out of here. I just ate some chicken noodle soup and some chicken wings and some popcorn this morning.
So, brother, I want to have your take on Scalar. What's your take on Scalar?
Oh
And
man,
and also one thing. Do you know anything of ancient of old that brings up similarities to Scalar? Obviously, I said a few things already, but I want to just hear your side of it.
Yeah. When I first seen the image, because I downloaded an image like years ago. On, did you hear that?
I have waves over here, so I can't really hear too
Oh,
much.
yeah. Let's keep it a little wavy. Scalar is This it's the simplest, most uh, equally most expansive thing. Scalar is like how you can take one thing and turn it into another thing. Scalar is to scale something from the smallest to the greater. To the greater is the whole thing. If I breathe properly and you breathe properly, then everyone breathes with you. If you go like this, and it's divine, it's called divine proportion. It's the golden mean, the golden that you're holding on your skull there. I'm wearing this stupid thing here. I don't know why I'm wearing this. But yeah, I don't have a cool one like that. I could not walk around with that. It's hard enough walking around looking like me.
Well,
So
I love
Scalar,
what you said about the golden ratio, because there are times where I tell people to go at your own pace. I don't like to pressurize too much when it comes to leading a breathwork session too much. And when everyone's going at their own pace, the deeper we go, everyone just
mm-hmm.
normally by their own self, everyone just synchronize, just, and I'm like, wow, like I didn't have to force it, I didn't have to push
Yeah,
it out. Everyone's going at their own pace, and then boom, the
uh-huh.
collision happens.
The synchronization of the scalar. The scale is like playing a piano. You play the scales, and the scales. Uh, if you're playing at a pace, and it sounds like this, you're playing that pace. The most important part that people should know is if you want to breathe in first, you know what a baby does when they come out the womb? They go, they lose their breath that they thought they had when they came out the water. They lose all their breath and they go, it's monkey sounds, monkey. So we came from the monkey, we came from the water, we came from the fish, the womb. You breathe out first, and then you hold yourself back. And where does that go? Where does that go? Does it go into your chest, or does it go into your dantian, your womb? Your womb. You put all of the energy into your womb. It's right there. It's right beneath this area and this area. It's between. Take your belly button and take your middle finger and your thumb. I'm not gonna stick it up your, because we ain't gonna do that in there. But just grab that belly button and put it here. That spot in the middle there. That's where you hold all the energy, and you just go breathe out, and you're gonna lean this way, and then it breathes back in for you. I don't have to breathe anymore. It does it for me, like subconscious breathing. Most people breathe like this, huh, 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 huh. But if I first off give to the universe gives back to me. If I give first, so I give my breath away, and then it all comes back to you. So that's the subconscious breathing, and it puts it, dantian. So that's the like. So the scale is from your belly. It goes from your navel. It goes from your feet to your navel to your skull. So your temple. So your temple's right here. You have two of them. It goes in your mind. But you start with your feet or your knees, depending on how you pray to universe. And you say thank you, universe, and the universe gives back to you through your dantian, and you build up charge there. And then it comes up into your mind, and then you can create universes.
And
There it
that
is.
is the breath scalar connection, because our thoughts are also scalar. And we know that breathing pattern affects your thought patterns. So how you breathe is how
Mm-hmm.
you think, right? So
Mm-hmm.
there's a connection, and there's the divine reality and law that the breath resides in all dimensions of reality in that aspect, because You need the breath to give that unified connection to the thought and connect certain atoms to create the spark of our given reality, perceptions, what we attract, what we quote unquote breathe life into in terms of different entities and thought forms in that aspect for sure. And I dive in really heavy into the mental breath work, literally outside the physical aspect of just breathing. So thank you for tapping into that, brother.
Yeah, the scalar is again, it's like how you scale things, like the lowest self, and then the mid guard and the higher self. Those are the 3 dimensions. So we live in a 3-dimensional world. You don't escape that. I mean, we can tap into the 4th and 5th if you want to. I'll see you out there, you know. But like here
That's
in this
being real.
collapsed
That's being
reality.
real. A lot of people like to escape from. Oh, I'm about to go 5D. Well, I mean, can you? We're here. We're also here, but we're also there, and we're also over there at the same time. We're in all dimensions. It's not just 5D. That's what Scalar is literally showing us as well. The more you dive into it, the more it shows us it's not just 5D, it's not just 4D, not just 12D. It is all dimensions of reality. A certain breath pattern that you were breathing maybe attracted a certain person into your field, etc. You know how many dimensions it took for that manifestation to just coagulate and correlate? Like it's a lot of people like to put things in a one-dimensional way, but in hindsight and the natural law that is, many layers, many realities, and I'm gonna break it down even to the common law that nothing is truly physical, right? If nothing is truly physical, everything is moving back and forth in multi-dimensions non-stop.
If shit wasn't physical, we would not be having this conversation. If shit was not technological, people like don't watch TV. Like don't watch us do this. This is technology. Like we could do this, sitting here going, and I could tap into your mind, and you could, and we go in the dream world, and we could see this, but they can't watch this shit happen unless we use technology, which is part of the dream here. It's part of the dream right here. And then you can see what actually we do on another landscape. This landscape is like we're collapsing landscapes. I don't care if you're in 90, 80, 70. We're smushing it all together. Now you about to get it right now. You want to get all this? Like here, sandwich that together, and then you gotta chew on it. That's good. That's good. It's tasty, isn't it?
Aho, brother. Aho.
Did you call me a hoe?
No, I said aho. That.
Well, I don't. Can you explain that word for people to know? Because I don't know.
I saw Jeff in here. Jeff is the one that put me onto aho. But it's another greeting, like kind of like amen, or not. I don't want to say touche, but it's just another mantra in itself. Is it
like Imhotep? Is that Imhotep stuff?
I think it's actually a wine. Might be a wine. Aho. Yeah.
I mean, what do is there a hand symbol for that one? Aho. Or is it aho?
Aho stands for a very long. If anybody knows it, please type it in.
Yeah. Here's what I learned the other day, and this is why the internet is good. I would have never known anything I know, other than for like the airbender over here. I wouldn't call him black. I call him the melanated airbender. But if I do this, it means we're split.
Right.
It's Venus. It's split. But if I do this, it means we're binded and we're together. So from now on, I never go peace. I say that.
Right.
You know that's you gotta. There it is. It's stuck. You can't get that apart.
Yeah, brother. I like how you brought up melanated, and those who are new to my page, Yeah, the black
Hmm.
airbender actually came out of my 30-day dry experience in dark room therapy, doing dark light. I literally was in the basement for 30 days, and during the darkness, I could see light coming out within the darkness. The longer you stay in
Woo-hoo.
darkness, the more they're in there. So that's how I came up with black air, because we're literally
Oh,
all emitting black air.
you shape the black air. Yeah, yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, terminology for me. I don't reference people that are melanated or darker than me as black because it's a terminology used for
It's actually hue melanin. Those are different cases of melanin, but
hue
there's the
melanin.
white, there's the
Oh,
black. There's just different types of hue melanin.
yeah,
Hence
yeah,
the word
yeah.
hue men. Everyone has a hue.
Yes, I'm actually Hugh Jackman.
Ah.
I'm Wolverine. I heal very quickly.
Oh.
See the joke there? It was Hugh Jackman, Wolverine, and I'm not big. I'm much smaller than you. I don't I have I'm more like Popeye. I just have big forearms. Oh, there you go. Yeah, everyone should know this one.
What is that? I can't really see it because the comments are.
Okay, it says I seem to be a verb.
Oof. Okay.
So remember this: you're not a noun. They call you a noun because they say you're a person, place, or thing.
Hmm.
You're not a person. You're not a place, and you're not a thing. You continually move. You're something that creates reality. You're not a reality placement. A noun is something that if I show you this, that's a noun. That's
Right.
a noun. I can tell you there's a coaster. Like it just is. There's no getting around this. But me, like, do you think that I'm not mobile? Do you think I'm not moving through all of realities? You don't think tomorrow I might not be a little more something or other? So that's verbiage. Verbiage is a pattern of movement and energy. A noun is a stagnant lake of nothingness.
Right.
A noun just says, place this here. And if I place this here, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to put this here.
Yeah, you're new. You're someone says you're a new person every day, but you're also a new person literally every second, every millisecond. Every
Yeah.
millisecond, cells are communicating different languages back and forth, going back and forth, going back and forth. Your environment's communicating with you, and that's affecting your cells at a certain degree of level.
Is everyone else here changing um, every moment that uh, either of us speak? And even if we don't speak, if you're off into your own land and doing your own thing, don't you find yourself interacting with different environments so that your terrain is in influencing you to respond differently to it? Like if I'm walking through the forest, I'm walking through the forest, but if an alligator comes up on me, I might have to wrestle that motherfucker, you know? But I mean, do I want to? I don't. I'm not going out there looking for an alligator. But if so be it, then you know, if I happen to come across this fairy in the forest, although are we gonna alliterate an F's right now? Come on. I know you can rap a little bit. Come on, do F.
Eh,
Come on,
eh.
do go. He did a goat. He did a goat song. He did a goat. So golly gee gosh.
I just be rapping with my breath. Honestly, it's like I don't know. I'm just more of spoken word, and I just gravitate more towards that right now as of this moment. And yeah, that's just where I'm at. That's just where I'm at.
Good. And how is the weather there? Which city are you in right now?
Oh man, I'm in Miami right now.
Miami.
Miami.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
Miami. Me means friend. Miami. So my friend. That's what Miami means. My friend.
Oof. I didn't even know that. Thank you.
Yeah, it's yeah. I mean,
Oh
there's a
yeah,
couple other
Mia.
ways.
Oh snap. Okay, you're right. Oh snap, Mia. Ah.
Ah,
Oh. Wow.
ah. So is the beach in where you are? Are you on the sands that are cool on your feet, or are they warm?
uh, they're cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're very
Because
cool.
you know where you go. I've been through all the coasts, and now I'm on the West Coast, but you have some that are. It could be 100 degrees outside, and it will burn your feet. And you could be somewhere it's 110 degrees, and it's cool on your feet.
Mm.
You know what
I,
I'm talking about? Like the crystal beaches.
yeah. Shoot, I don't even remember how Cali feels anymore. It's been a while.
Welcome to Florida. It's like so. I'm a Florida Lee. You're from Florida.
I'm flowing and I'm riding.
Yeah. Flow Rider.
Flow rider.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know that song Slow Ride Slow Rider. No, that's a flow. It's not a Flow Rider song, but man, this is really cool to jump on here and hang out and
Likewise, brother.
talk
And,
some
and you're
absolutely.
welcome down here anytime.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Likewise.
Yeah.
All right, brother, and everyone have a breathful day. My battery's about to die
Yeah,
off.
bong bong. Hey, and all of you stay beautiful and stay well and stay wonderful and stay rambunctious and keep loving your heart and loving your cockles and your brain too. And
I
stay
hope,
well.
brother.
Hey, thank you, man.
Thank
Bong
you.
bong.
And stay
Yes,
breathful.
yes, yes.
Peace and harmony. All right, guys. Before I go, I have the phone will literally turn off any second now. So let me read any messages, any comments, do some spoken word. Yeah, you can find some spoken word. Literally, that's literally all my breath dows. All my breath dows are spoken word. Some of the reels I upload, I'm actually going to be reading them and add some breath work in there, and then I'll do a whole collage, and then there'll be a breath dow. I release breath dow 1 through 4. It's all on YouTube already. 5, 6, 7, and 8. No, 5 is out. 5 is out. 6, 7, and 8 will be coming soon. Yeah, but definitely check out the breath dows. And some of them, I think, starting with breath dow 2, you have you have subliminal breathwork music tapped into it. So yeah, and I also did one with Alan Watts. I did subliminal breathwork music with Alan Watts. In terms of spoken word, if you like spoken word, definitely check it out. All right, guys. Remember, you guys can do the exact same thing we've been doing with Scalar. Everything. I mean, the devices are on there on the website. If you can afford the devices and you want to just contribute in any way, take a screenshot of your town, country, and it has to be very detailed. I'm going to give you, before this battery dies, where is it? I'll give you an example. So you see how detailed, where you can see the houses, you can see the lines. It needs to be as detailed as this in terms of the screenshots. So if you're zoomed in like this, just like how I did all of Florida, I literally went screenshot for screenshot. I moved it, screenshot, moved it, screenshot, moved it, screenshot, until I did the whole Florida. And it wasn't just me, it was also my team as well. That took about 2 days, 2 long days of doing just that in between my schedule and getting all of Florida. So you guys can do the exact same thing. I can't do the whole world. So that's where you guys come in and do your own city, do your own town, and then move on from there. You don't have to just stick with that. Let's say you want to do, I don't know, someone just literally did Chicago just like this, which was beautiful. They did it down to the T. And I'll actually email you. If you email something that is too zoomed in or too zoomed out, I'll let you know, saying like you're going to have to redo it over again and be more detailed. Okay? So again, I'm not just taking towns, but I'm taking like cities, and just be detailed as possible when sending them in. We're also doing water towers. So literally type in your water supply near you, and we're going to place it onto the scalar. Just like how we're seeing a bunch of testimonials, which is what the farms are producing more harmonious resonance. The soil is more richer. The crops, the plants is just more lively, if you will. And it shows that it's not just the nutrient factor we should be focused on, but the life force and objects, material, technology, etc., that promotes that harmony should definitely be looked at, should definitely be used more. And we're doing it. We're doing it. We just saw a shift with the whole noise law, so I can only imagine what that's going to do. Obviously, not everyone's going to follow the law, of course, but as more people get pulled over because of the noise law, it'll start to imprint, and I give it about 2 years unless they get rid of it. We'll see, but right now, it's a law. The law is a law, at least man's law. It's a law. But it's a beautiful addition to reducing noise pollution or disharmonious pollution, because just like the article said, right? I'm gonna bring it back. All right, it's an unsettling experience when you're sitting at a sidewalk cafe, or just a sidewalk in general. They say enjoying a meal, etc., beverage, and the car drives by, stop by near in traffic, and you hear loud conversation. You can't have a conversation, or it just startles you all of a sudden, right? So if less people are going to be experiencing that startling situation, that in itself is a frequency of its own. So the less people experience that, you could say more of a calmer energy will start to resonate more and more and more, and it's being harmonious with what we're doing with the scalar itself, right? So I find it very interesting that this law just passed literally 2 days after Florida being on the scalar. So let's see what happens in Chicago. All of Chicago, as we speak, is on the scalar. And this person, the person said it took a couple hours to just do Chicago. So be very detailed and also be intentional. When you're taking the screenshot, be intentional when you send it. What harmonious resonance are you imprinting? Because when you take that picture in time, it's also a thought form in time. It's also an intention in time. So when you're taking that screenshot of the water tower or the city, be very intentional of what you're breathing life into in that resonance of time. Texas is pretty big. Got anyone working on Texas? No. But if anyone can work on Texas before I do, I would love that, because I'm getting to the point where I'm very intentional where I go. So anywhere I go will be on the scalar. And I learned that from royalty. And what do I mean by that? And this goes all the way down to Genghis Khan days. And a lot of people overlook Genghis Khan and call him whatever you want to call him, but you can still learn productive, beautiful things from anybody. And of course, disharmonious things, of course. The natural law will always be the natural law. But when he went to different parts of the world and conquered, etc., he kept the monk alive. He kept the priests alive. He kept the nuns alive, etc., etc. He kept them alive because he understood the spiritual energy aspect of learning to build that up. So he got the kung fu, he got all the masters, etc., to teach his sons. As soon as he landed, he's like, all right, keep that monk alive. Oh, you know kung? I'd never heard of this kung fu thing you talk about. A blind monk, powerful blind monk. I forgot his name. And he's actually the pillar of what kung fu is today. So you can actually thank Genghis Khan for actually being part of what we know as kung fu today, right? So him keeping that blind monk alive and letting that imprint the rest of what kung fu is today has a huge ripple in itself. So that energy, it expands and expands. And diving back into the royalty aspect, when you're royal, they don't just teach you how to keep money, how to spend money, etc. They'll fly out a monk, they'll fly out somebody like me and be like, hey, can you teach my son-daughter energy practices? You have Princess Diana talking about manifestations, etc., on record. You have royalty in general speaking on a record of this. They're not oblivious to it. They know it. Why does the king, why does the queen wear a crown with certain gemstones in it or crystals in it? Down to gold in itself is a crystal. Because they understand the resonance, they understand that the head is a receiver of energy or scalar in itself. And as those patterns come into contact in resonance, like I'm wearing here, it's somewhat formed and filtered in a certain way. Same thing what happens with all those indigenous tribes wearing feathers or different crowns, etc., or royalty in general back into ancient days, where you look at the Sumerian texts. They always have something on their head, right? They knew. They knew. And they knew about piezoelectric properties and utilization of crystals, etc. And also, if you didn't get the memo, the scalar necklaces are out. The glass scalar necklaces, man, they go so hard. They really do. And man, just beaming in the light and just squeezing. You know, when you squeeze, I did a whole practice on this. Check out the next live, the previous live before this, where we went through a breathing practice with the scalar necklace and applications. I'm also going to be making a video playlist that goes with the scalar pendant, and it'll be private. So those who get the scalar necklace, it'll be embedded into the playlist, and I'll always update the playlist of different ways you can utilize the necklace. You can put it on your water, just place your water on it for like 5 minutes before you drink the water, have it restructure the water, etc., etc. And this is the same exact print that is on every scalar we send out, and the same blueprint that we use to cover the picture and go through the holographic process and place it onto the scalar itself and then beam out the resonance it has. This imagery alone is scalar embedded. The image alone is scalar embedded. So then when you add all these different factors, it just gives you the results you've been seeing all over my page. So thank you all for sharing the breath. If you found value in this, share it. If you find value in anything I share, share it. And you're also sharing just the movement of moving towards this harmonious resonance. And enjoy the day. Go outside. Get more in the sun. Put your balls in the sun. Put your private parts in the sun. When was the last time you did that? Energetically cleanse that area for sure. Also building up your testosterone, and also building up that sexual energy that is connected with all of light. All right, guys, have a breathful day. Peace and harmony.